What's happening, my friends, my soul family? Today I'm going to do some movement of lower body exercises you can do that are mostly body weight, and a few kind of adding in there things that you can do. Just pick up a log, pick up a solid stone, make sure it doesn't break on you, and same with a log. Pick up just some kind of light-weighted object, and progress through these movements. Make yourself comfortable with them so that over time you can do more advanced things and maybe add a little bit more weight when you go out and you find some weights. Find some free objects like stones and logs and things, or even just invest in a kettlebell, mace bell, club bell, dumbbell, whatever kind of free weights, and yeah, Atlas stones, all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we're going to start very simply with just seated position right here, and we're just going to kind of activate that core and that posture, and we're going to reach forward and we're going to activate this deep core and really push these elbows back and lift right here. And you can do some lifts like this, and then come further back. You can do one leg, do flutters. Very difficult exercise, but we're just going to activate right there. And then we're going to basically just start to roll around upon our hips and our knees, our ankles even, as you can see. Just opening all this stuff up. Just trying to keep that chest really high. So a lot of this lower body stuff is going to focus around that chest and spinal integrity. So puff out your chest and go as slowly as you need to through all these movements. You get a twist, and then we'll simply add rotation onto the knees, and then coming to sit down on the other side. I'm doing this straight up on the cement. You might want to do it on a yoga mat. So it's simply about getting this rotating onto this knee, exploding these hips up, coming down, and you can use your hands as you need to as well, and you can kind of assist yourself using your hands. And then the next one is simply, we're going to kind of come to this half kneeling position. So we're going to tuck one knee right here, and then we're simply going to press to a squat, come here. So we're really just starting a very tight range of motion, and then we can start to open up the movements. We can also fold the legs in like this. Get a twist. We can then tuck the toe, come up standing, come down, untuck, switch, hips forward strong, chest up, come down, tuck toe, come up. There you go. Then we're just going to come to a nice little squat. We're going to just do a few full range of motion. If you need to, you can always hold on to, say, a railing, a wall, a door frame, or the door itself, and just lower yourself so that you get that full range of motion, and over time you take away that assistance. So we can squat, you can start to roll on the balls of the feet very gently, using the hands if you need to. And then we can start to plant a hand like this and try to shift onto one foot. And so this is where that first exercise really activates those muscles in the deep core as you're lifting this leg. So we can do the switches If you need to sit down, that's alright. And then just try to roll back to balance. And you'll find you gotta really put pressure along the whole foot in those prime places. So right along the ball of the foot, right along this part, the edge. Just like if you saw a footprint, that's where you're putting all that weight. There's all those different places, the toes. But mostly the foot, less so the toes. The toes can still grab though. So we can basically step out our leg. Now we're gonna do some more opening stuff. And we're just gonna sit back very gently, let this leg fold in, and bring it back here. And you can press yourself into this with your back arm. And you can also imagine this knee is coming this way and this knee is coming that way. So it's like you're turning, you're opening your chest. And you come here, you come to the center. So this is a Cossack squat. And you can also spin out of it like that. Both ways. So there, in the center. Then we can just open up the legs right here. Good, and then we're gonna just do some twisting windmills, like this. If you need to grab the ground, that's okay, but it's gonna be easier to support your own body weight. And then we can kind of just limber up the knees. Limber up the hips. Take some side bends. Take some twists. Forward fold again, and then come back. Just brace your back and your glutes. Flex your glutes. Push your hips forward. Slight back bend. Very gentle. Very mindful. All right. And then we can work on doing the negative part of the pistol. So just lifting that leg, letting yourself come nice and slowly down, like you're sitting back into a chair, and just see how controlled you can get that. And then if you had it, you could have a strap, a rope, support, a tree, a door frame, anything, hold on to and pull yourself into that. And you would want to have it on the side that you're doing the squat, ideally. And you can also make this a little bit easier if you do have a weight, pushing it out in front, making sure those shoulders are rolled back, pushing here, keeping the weight in the lats. So as if you're doing a chaturanga push-up, you keep that elbow close to the body, and then you just come down. And it will really help you. You'll be surprised how much control and balance you get. Because the first, most difficult part is keeping that weight forward. It's a lot harder. There you go. And then we'll do some more strengthening stuff. So just lunges forwards and then pushing backwards. And we can also do lunges backwards but pushing forwards. So one is that way, the other one is backwards. And then do the Cossack. You can also keep that foot down as long as you can. Get a little extra stretch. Fold in. Twist either way if you'd like. Twist back into it, assist yourself. Boom. boom. And then a cross behind lunge, keeping a really solid base. You can step as long or as deep or as shallow as you want. And this will help you for when you're doing pistol squats this way and this way. All these exercises really help. And shrimp squats. Grabbing this ankle, coming down, boom. Boom. And then you can do a whole range of plyometric stuff, but we'll get into that in a second. So this is just 10 pounds, by the way. So I'm gonna rack the weight. I'm just gonna do some squats. And then you can press. And the press is still working the lower body. You're standing, so you're pressing the weight through this foot into the weight. So if you do even heavier presses, you're gonna feel it in your lower body as you brace yourself, as you create that strong foundation. You can balance on each leg, and you can do it from this position. But first we're gonna just go into that position, holding the weight overhead. You can start by a windmill, and you're just pushing the weight away from you, keeping your eyes on it the entire time. Make sure that you know exactly where it is. And you're just pushing it away. You're pushing, 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 pushing. And then you touch the ground lightly, you keep pushing, and you just stack yourself right up. And then we can do the squat. We're just gonna go into that squat. Boom. And this will be a lot different than a regular squat because you're kind of contralateral patterning. So you can see I'm more leaning this way with my body. And then you just wanna, if you wanna bring it down, you just bring it right into the ribs. Have that elbow right here. And you don't have to press it up. You can just do the negative. And come up. And it's really about this rotation. It's like I'm rotating this hand as I'm pressing. Because otherwise I can't create that space. I can't just do this and expect it to be stacked over my body. So there's one thing. And then you can just do squats with the weight held out. And you'll find it's really going to activate this core. Again, elbow in, shoulder rolled back, put all that weight in the lats. You're not using the shoulder at all in the lats. And you can just do it kind of here, all in the lats. And then over time you can do some more variations. And just play around. You can also do some fun balancing. So come in here, keeping that chest high, keeping on the balls of the feet, and just breathing. See if you can switch those legs. If you held on to it, you might want to do the opposite side. And then you can also balance here, keeping hips, shoulders stacked, arms and this leg loose. Let's see, only got 2 minutes. So another exercise you can do are Hindu squats. We're just gonna trying to keep these knees pretty close together. You don't have to do this with the arms. You can just keep them straight out and just go for controlled. Focus on stacking shoulders, hips, ankles. Boom. Kind of hug those knees together. Aim for the weight right along this part of the foot. So that's about it for today. I can come out with another video. I hope that was very helpful and productive to y'all. And just, yeah, get some really good calisthenics in. Add a little bit of weight, add a little bit of plyometrics, trail running. Like for instance, you can just jump up onto these as you're running and do like sets of that. And then you can do like box jumps, or you just, and then you can do single leg box jumps where you just swing this leg, bring the leg up. So I hope that was helpful, guys. Just get creative, get playful, add some agility, some strength, some quickness, some endurance, love, vision, strength, fruit, service, movement, creativity, loving, learning, being, playing, fasting.